Okay, now then, let's get started on day 57 stuff. We're going to be doing a bit of planning for phase 5 now. It should be pretty much our entire focus for today. I don't think we're going to be looking at any bugs. I don't think we're going to be fixing much up. I don't think we're going to be looking at the map at all. This is primarily going to be ideation, documentation, planning for phase 5, updating architecture, making sure that everything reflects what it's supposed to be. So again, it's not always the most exciting part, but it is one of the most important parts because this next phase is going to enable a lot of the final features that we need before we can do an actual test with other people. This is going to require us to get the quests ready, get all of the placeholder art in. This is going to require us to get some like placeholder audio stuff to make sure those are working as well. We're going to have to get we're going to have to get the databases set up and moved over and ready. Those parts we're probably going to focus on last. Those are not very exciting either. I'll probably try to do a fair bit of that off of stream as well. Maybe we focus a bit more later in the phase on the map updates and planning and making sure that we do some balancing stuff, because that's the last thing we're going to have to do as well. And there's going to be a lot of balancing. So I might make the stream primarily focused on balancing around the map. We'll touch a little bit on some of the other stuff as well. But there's a lot that has to be done for this in order to actually get ready for playtests. So without further ado, I think we should take a look at some of this stuff that is here. So yesterday I did go through the internal and get it cleaned up a lot. So we have client state, we have render lookup, sync, and tick now. And you'll see if I start up the server, everything should work fine. I did not actually test this after the final change, but everything's still compiled, but I didn't actually start it up. So here we go. We can hop in. Everything still looks the same. I mean, it's going to take a while for it to show up for you guys apparently, but we can see that things are working. And that's a good sign for this. So we're going to hop out of here again, and we're going to go take a look at some of the planning. We do have, down in the notes, we can minimize the quaternary part. We do have, okay, first off this. Nope. Refactor notes, refactor plan are all going to go into the quaternary. Yeah. Standard sub packaging plan goes into quat as well. Standard notes, next phase issues. Okay, so this is going to be a bunch of the stuff that we're going to need to take a look at. This is the actual ideation, though. Let me actually save this as .md, just to be a bit more consistent. Oh, that's what I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting my music. Oh, that feels so much better now. We've got a little bit of background sound. It's not just, you guys aren't just listening to me now. There you go. So, here's a couple of things. Out of bounds details. So for next phase ideation should be, oh, this looks like old stuff. This is very old actually. Analysis, cleanup, initial implementation, optimizations. Is it any of these? No. Alright, well, it looks like I've apparently lost my notes for what was going to be next. Context Future Watch. Oh well, I guess we'll start taking a look through the Future Watch because that'll be the good place to start for this. Then we'll create an actual. This is going to end up going in tertiary. No, it's phase goals. Oops. I don't see them accidentally saved in anywhere. I'm upset about that. It feels bad to lose that. I didn't get it moved into design, right? There we go. Design, nope. Notes, okay. I'll bite the bullet on this instead of being sad about it. Next phase issues, items carried forward from the quaternary phase, bugs, deferred features, and investigation. Not all of these are implemented. Implementation commitments. Implementations are explicitly flagged. Bugs, zone cross boundary, pink boxes must be at least 2 tiles wide. Making them 1 tile wide breaks the transition system. Root cause unknown, needs investigation before any boundary layout work. That's just completely backwards. There we go. That's not right. We can correct that at least. Needs investigation before any boundary layout work. Out of bounds decor region specifiers not editable after placement in the map editor. Out of bounds tile set region recs cannot be resized or repositioned once placed. Right click removes the whole region. A select and resize interaction is needed. Out of bounds decor flashes on smooth zone transition or transfers. When a player crosses a zone boundary via the smooth transition, out of bounds decor briefly flickers, likely a timing issue with the out of bounds decor regions being cleared and repopulated during the transition handoff. So we really don't want that to happen. Crafting cooldown and bulk queue currently handle craft executes a single instant craft with no cooldown. The intended mechanic clicking a stack and then allowing them to process over time. The cooldown duration should be configurable per recipe, including a delay in between processing that was separately noted. Zoom UI scale. The game feels slightly smaller on large monitors. Need zoom in out control scroll wheel or keybind, and a persistent UI scale setting. Only F11 full screen exists currently. Probably want to affect the minimap zoom as well with that, but I'm not entirely concerned too much on it at the moment. Also, where did this go? I've apparently lost one of my tabs that I was using. There it is. Found it. Never mind. So, investigation. Player, character, 1x2 tiles. Investigate whether making player. Nope, I don't want to do this anymore. Node size variants, 2x2, 1x2, 2x1. Investigate whether herb and or nodes benefit from multi-tile footprints. Would require changes to node config schema, editor placement, and collision footprint logic. Player speed on path, specific tile types. Investigate the tile type movement speed modifier. Players move faster on roads, paths Then on grass or rough terrain would require a new tile property and server-side speed modifier lookup. Projectile reflections investigate mechanic, where certain surfaces or abilities cause projectiles to reflect scope and design. No. Investigate the current player. The current player projectile, or the current projectile reflection implementation. Currently, it seems like projectiles end up stacking on top of each other. They need to be visible when reflected. All of them need to be visible when reflected, so the player is not confused what projectiles are stacked. Reflected projectiles must not stack. The third post-phase file structure refactor, we actually did this. And this is what I actually started with today. So these are next phase issues. Now I'm gonna pop in here a next phase content. Okay, so let's start with a couple of things that are gonna be, these are the things we need for the phase. Quest log. Or quests. Quest log. Quest options, or quest accept / rewards. Unlocks after quest. A lock don't allow player to see / interact with certain things in the world until after a quest. Ooh, that sneeze hurt. Okay, so we're gonna need to do a couple of things for quests. Quest log all available / completed quests. Quest requirements, i.e. specific levels first before allowing quest start. Probably makes more sense to put here. Three quests initially. Town defense line. One, supply the troops. Quest 1. Three quests initially. These act as a... Actually, yeah, these act as a tutorial of sorts. Town defense quest line. Quest 1, supply the troops. This will have no requirements. Quest 2, scout the forest. Requirements complete. Supply the troops. And then quest 3. Town defense. Requirements complete. Scout the forest. Player must visit several key NPCs of the town to get supply fruits. Player must collect additional supplies. Wood. Player. So then this is going to be like banker, guild, jack, herbalist, blacksmith. Each of them gives the player a package for the troops. Return to all packages to the I guess, key towns guard. Return all packages to the key towns guard. Name to be determined. Complete quest. Rewards. Rewards. What should the rewards really be? We can do like basic rewards, where it just rewards the player with some gold. An HP salve and an MP potion. 100. Yeah, so we're going to try to basically give the player enough to be able to go and buy a hatchet or not a hatchet, or a pickaxe or a fishing rod, basically. We'll have to increase the cost for those or not. I am not going to be taking a look at additional things during my stream. I'm sorry, QWERTY. Tell me about the web game, though. What kind of game did you make? Okay, so these are going to be the rewards for this, and now scout the forest. Player must exit the town. Floor. Town. Visit key locations. Set quest. Interact with a quest marker at each location. This is featured. I.e. cracks. Tic-tac-toe variant based on how the ancient Romans used to play a game. It's on a larger board. Interesting. So what do you mean by a variant for the like you just have to get more than 3 in a row, or so the player must exit the town, visit key locations for the quests. Spy on leader on the goblin commander. Orc just outside of the. Actually, I need to get the. Go /command. Where is the map editor? There we go. What is this location called? It just says forest. Data zones. Forest north. Outside the town. Forest north. Or must only show up to players on the quest. Orc must not be able to be engaged in combat. Orc must only show up after investigating the required areas. Town defense requirements. Player must return to town and explain what they found to the guard. Rewards, again, what do I really... two major changes. Players only get a limited number of pieces, 5 stones instead of continuing to place pieces. You move your existing ones around after you reach the limit 2. The board is 4x4 instead of 3x3, meaning to win you must get 4 in a row instead of 3. Cool, very cool. Players must return to town and explain what they found to the guard. Rewards. I don't really know what I should be giving for rewards for these sort of things. Rewards, gold, some piety XP, and like 100. This will give the player like a level in piety, basically. Gold, some piety XP, and trinket. Ring with +1 to all stats. +1 to strength. +10 to HP. Alright, so we'll give that. There's also a timer like chess, so you can't just take forever. I don't think it's actually possible to tie in your version either. It's always win-lose. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a game that would be able to draw. Sounds like it would just go on until either someone runs out of time or someone wins. Where? I gotta stop having so many different tabs open, but come on, where is it? I know I have it open. There it is. It's just not on the tab I was expecting. Mainly because I just have to check my bot is working. It is. Very good. Bit of a weird output today, but it's still working. Okay. So, gold, piety XP. Gold, 100. We'll do a tiny bit of gold again. Piety XP, a trinket ring. Players pass through, or players must build armaments, spike blocks, or wooden spear walls around the north part of town. Players must then defeat a series of goblins that come through through the wall, through the now visible connected part of the town to Forest North. This becomes shortcut after the this becomes a permanent availability to the player after this part of the quest. Players must then follow the orc to the site, start the instance. Players need to have an instance. Oh, I'm showing the wrong thing here. Players need to have a instanced version of the boss fight orc on normal mode that they must defeat. Quest item orc head drops. Kill. That should be the only loot. Return to the town guard head. It's proof. And then rewards. Fourth year enactment able to be applied to should I do melee or ranged abilities? Melee abilities increases force by no drawing. So then, basically, notes, this quest line is to introduce the player to the NPCs in the town. Give the player a chance to scout/see nearby zones. Introduce the player to boss fight, and then introduce the player to skill level or to skill modifications. So that's the goal for quest. That's what we're going to sort of go through. We're going to set up. There's a couple of different mechanics that we're going to need to support. Player instances, loaded only loading zone transfers once, only loading specific features, i.e. zone transfers. I guess this should be EG. EG zone transfers once a specific step of the quest has been completed. Quest log shows the steps the player has done and the next step of the quest. As well as bonus completed/available. Quest only items can't be sold by dropped. Okay, so that'll enable us to have quests. Then the other thing we're gonna need to do for this phase is going to be naval database storage player. No, I don't need player save states yet. Get Discord ID. Use as the info, or to use as the login or the save info. Allow players to select their username after logging in with Discord. Examples for Discord authentication can be gotten from the DID project. And we'll give some refinery XP during that quest as well. Set a plan up for hosting the see local network first. Set up for we need to be able to swap between these at any given time. Yeah, the cat is starting to get quite hungry, it seems. Sprites for all characters, or sprites for all placeholder sprites, everything. No more generated square sprites should be present for anything existing at the start of this phase. Generated sprites will still be needed, as that is how generated sprites will still be the fallback. Audio sound, or audio sound effects and zone music incorporated. Or let's just do audio, sound effects, zone music. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think we're gonna be doing any voices. Animations for all voices in place. Swap the QuickTime overlay to use image overlay, an animation, an image such animation overlay rather than a flat dim. Oh, players trading, between player trading. Request trade shows up in chat. Click trade request accept. Open a new UI. Both players can enter their offer. Both players must press that independently. Items are swapped. Both players must have room to accept items. Items must be tradable, non-quest items. And then verification screen after first accept, wiring. First screen of item pictures. Second screen is a tagged summary. Yes, this is kind of basically how the trading works in RuneScape. I always like that method of trading. Realm of the Mad God does kind of this, but it doesn't really let you review it. World of Warcraft also does not have the review step. I've always found the review step to be good. I don't know if it'll necessarily be something that stays, but new NPCs needed. Placeholders, audio trading. I guess balancing. Mob balancing. Goblins, wolves. No, let's see. Boss. Orc. Player level balancing. Stats per level. Player level balancing, stats per level. Damage and MP costs. XP rewards. Stats, HP. Boss balancing. More abilities for scaling. Add a I'm gonna end up calling this out a rage phase. And it starts cooldown at the start of the fight. Add the ability to define a ability which starts on cooldown. Player level balancing, level stats, XP per level. Also level curve. Stats on level up. Ability base damage. Ability scaling damage. Abilities unlock at specific levels. I need to open up the actual server now because... Nope, not the client. So I'm going to open up the server and I'm going to open up the client. Log in and just double check. So I've got chop, throw, hatchet, hatchet, fortify level 1, sweep level 5, pocket sand level 10, ball level 15, fortify level 1, roll level 1. Actually, let's do 7, 12, and 20. No, I do like it. 6, 10, 15. Okay, so we figured out what levels these are going to be at roughly. Mob balancing, boss balancing, player level balancing. Add new mobs. Do I want to add new mobs for the forest? That's a good question. No, I don't think so. I think I'll save those for overflow. Balancing, mob balancing, boss balancing, player level balancing. Abilities. Hover over ability icon shows ability description, explanation. Hover over ability shows damage. For reduction. Before defense reduction. Do I want damage scaling based on level, or do I want damage scaling based on just the player's stats? Because I don't like the idea of making the player buy stronger versions of their abilities. That's always seemed scuffed to me. But having specific stat increases on them it feels better than just having a gradual increase. Okay, so let me think about this for a moment. This will mean that the players would now be able to trade, do quests, unlock things, have audio. I think this is fairly decent for what I'm going to be needing. There is one other thing I should have done in the meantime. Read all of the design documents. These need to be updated now that phase is over and the refactor is complete. All design documentation to sync with the current project state. So whilst doing that, we're going to have more time to continue thinking. Although right now all I'm thinking about is the fact that I'm getting a headache. What else is going to be required? Rewards, refinery XP. Whoa, stop jumping down. 100 bravery XP. Quest icons on mini-map. Okay, so this is going to be enabling quests. This is going to basically be the tutorial. It's going to add player trading. It's going to add unlocks. It's going to add a different login method. It's going to set up the hosting. It's going to add audio in, make sure that we have all of the base, like just some base filler graphics for everything. We're going to do some balancing as well. We'll get instancing in as well. I think that that is more or less everything that we need for this next phase. Because that should bring us to everything that we need in order to get the playtest run. Whitelist of allow Discord. Just in case. We'll start with a whitelist and we'll progress with it from there. Because the initial one is I'm going to be allowing specific people that I know to try it. Then, so they'll be whitelisted beforehand. They'll have their account that they can log in, or if they log in, it'll allow them to log in. If it's another account that somehow tries to log in, it won't allow that. So that's the next phase planning started. Next phase content, next phase issues, projectile reflections, player speed, node size variants. What do we have in the future watch one as well? I don't think there's anything really important in here. Future watch things to keep an eye on, not immediate work, tracking here so context isn't lost. Client package structure status complete. Mixed files still internal. These files have both render function and tick functions mixed together. They were not split as part of the SP46. Pure file groups were moved. These require additional splitting work. These stay as client methods in internal client if you want to clean them up. Split each file render method, render sub package, tick method, tick sub package following the same free function pattern as SP46. Write back audit, renderability strip writes, that still works. Mutable pointer, but it's architecturally impure. Hover detection belongs in tick. To fix, extract the ability slot hover detection from the render HUD bars into the tick path function, move it to internal client tick input. The render function is only function that only reads the field audit command for any zones out of bound. Sub package would require a zone server interface or similar. Low value, these files are already well named and bounded. Watch only if the server package grows significantly. Zone boundary width bug. Okay, this is outlined as well. Do 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 do. I wonder if I should add a couple of other basic quests for things as well. Yeah, let's add a couple of other quest stubs. Checking the quest log will say not available. One quest from Guild Hall. Requirements, completed town defense. Basically, we're gonna add one quest from the blacksmith. Because these are just going to be a couple of, we're going to basically put one quest on each of the individual, maybe not the individual, but I don't want to add too many quests initially. I kind of want quests to be more meaningful than just basically going to do this for Cry of Wolfsbane, and then we'll do Echoes of a Battle. So basically, this one is to send the players towards the deep forest for exploration, and this one is to send the players beyond the north forest to the canopy towards the mountains. This is going to be basically delivering stuff to a scouting party, I guess. Basically improvements from the gear, or improvements since the goblin raid. Just in case. So we'll get those set up as well. We won't enable any of them yet, but they'll be available in the quest log, just so that the quest log is more than 3 quests long, and so we can test how things appear otherwise. So do. Yeah, let's change how these requirements are done. Level 5 binary. Level 10 herbalism, level 10 level 5 witchcraft. Completed guild repairs. Alright, so we're going to need to make sure that we've done a couple of those. This gives us some different quest branching, and even though nothing will really be done with them yet, we'll get to test out how these appear in the quest log, how they show up, how the players are able to interact with them. And then all of these need to be added in as sort of bugs to fix as well. Okay, so down here's a summary of everything updated. Version 1.1 package structure completely rewritten to show the 4 sub-package layout. Entry now shows the 4 sub-packages in progress to completed. Status completed, removed all completed items. So really we've just got architecture there. Fair bit of stuff that was added. The package substructure, the data layer was updated. Rendering, network, orchestrator. Again, these are all file sub-package structures. Client state. Okay, that looks fine. Announcing. Oh, okay, so it's again referencing the new file structures. The different wire types, QuickTime system, file structure changes again. Yep. Okay, so now I have started planning the next phase. All content that will be covered by The phase is described in the next phase content file. Bugs that need to be fixed during the next phase are described in notes. And then, or in notes, and next phase issues. Write up and create a folder for the next phase. Write up a broad overview based on its files for what needs to be included in the next phase. An implementation plan, like the previous phases, and create a folder for the next phase. Do not modify the previously mentioned files. All right, I'm going to do that. While I'm doing that, I'm going to feed the cat. Okay. Man, I was really hoping I was going to write something by the time I was back. It's going to be called, like, yeah, Quinnery. Yeah, I really shot myself in the foot with these. I'm not going to lie. These are terrible names for them. But it's my fault because I went initial, secondary, and then it ended up with tertiary. And I don't really want to change them because it's kind of comedic to me now to have them. But waiting for my bot post as well. Hopefully it worked. Hopefully it didn't break again. I had to deal with that the other day. It turned out it didn't actually break the other day. It just had an error receiving data from the API, or I think it was actually posting to an API. So basically ended up going into retry, sleep, and then slept for an hour. These phase names are terrible. I want away from primary, secondary, tertiary. This pattern will me crazy going forward. Rename based on first, second, third, etc. And the phases folder in them should actually be subphases. It's just a chill day. It's just a chill day. Okay, we can start taking a look at the implementation plan though. This is going to be good for us to go over. So, 5th implementation plan, bug fixes and polish, quest system balancing, sprites and audio, player trading, Discord and auth self-hosting. Overview, this phase builds on the completed phase 4. Login resources, mob reworks, decor, map, editor, UI cleanup, overflow, and bug fixes. The focus shifts from the infrastructure and world systems to the content depth, game feel, and social multiplayer features. The central new feature is the quest system, 3 interconnected quests that serve as the game's tutorial, introducing players to the town NPCs, nearby zones, and boss combat. Supporting this are deeper balancing passes, a full art audio pass to remove placeholder graphics, and player-to-player trading. Actually, this isn't to remove placeholder graphics, it's to move over to placeholder graphics. Source of truth for this phase is this file. Outstanding items that not completed in this phase will be tracked in Notes next phase issues. Phase summary, bug fixes, and editor polish. Deferred bug fixes. Editor gaps closed. Modified ability indicators. Skill tab tab gathering. Nothing planned. Nothing that depends on. There we go. That's much better. Like I said, it's been driving me crazy the moment we got the quaternary. Quest system, quest data system, quest log UI, quest only items, new NPCs, player instances, 3 quest town defense line, stable base, gear inventory solid, planned. Balancing ability tooltips, sprites and audio, all placeholder sprites replaced, ability animations, quick time image, overlay sound effects, zone music, nothing blocked, parallel and planning. Player trading, trade requests via chat, UI, dual accept flow, item tradability verification. Discord, OAuth login, self-hosting plans, local, public network, stable auth base planned, and 4. Fully independent, can run in parallel with others. So investigations not committed. These are open questions that may become implementation work if the investigation concludes. They're worth doing. They do not gate any phases. Where did this come from again? Notes to add. Character size is not a debate anymore. Will be staying 1 by 1. Nodes need all 3 or all size types for variations. They will. Each type created will have its own config. Each one will go from base node type, similar. each must be played. So in the editor, collision logic, it's done for trees, current, the base, and player speed on paths, tile type movement speed modifier, faster on roads, slower on rough terrain, requires a new tile property and server side speed lookup. Projectile reflection, stacking, reflect projectiles currently stack, visually investigate the current implementation. All related projectiles must be individually visible. Investigation? What the fuck is this talking about investigations? No, we're not investigating things. We have specific things that we need to cover. Player speed on... None of these are investigations. They're all things that must be handled. Not player sprite. That was decided as a no. Bug fixes and editor polish. But bug fixes skill tab gathering. When skill tab is open, left click and right click plus left click cannot start gathering. Fix input priority so world interaction is not suppressed by the skills panel when a click lands outside of the panel itself. Modified ability indicator, the pink circle in the top right of the ability slot indicating a modification is applied. Currently only shows for spells. It must show for any modified ability, including melee and ranged slots. Crafting cooldown plus bulk Q. Handlecraft currently executes a single instant craft implement. Wow. Implement clicking a full stack queue. All items to process subsequently at quarter second per item. Bug fix. Speaking today. Bug fixes editor. Buildings and out of bounds sidebar button. These tools have keyboard shortcuts, but no sidebar button. Add them to the sidebar. They are discoverable without knowing the hotkey. Zone transition button placement, transfer pink boundary zone. Out of bounds decor is not resizable. Oh. Nope. Add zone transition areas blue / pink. Need to be made much more translucent when not being edited. Apparently they make it very hard to see the world behind them. They should primarily be visible. Editing zone boundaries. Quality of life, zoom in out. Quest system planned, stable depends on a stable base. Inventory, an NPC system. Nothing but introduced to the tutorial should land before public release. Mechanic descriptions, quest data, JSON config per quest ID, title description requirement, steps, rewards, quest steps, server track, which step a player is on. Steps can be visit location, collect item, interact with NPC, defeat entity, enter zone. Quest log UI. Client panel showing active quests with current step and completed steps. List of completed quests. List of available quests not yet started. Quest only items cannot be dropped, sold, or traded. Automatically removed on quest completion or failure. Quest NPC visibility. NPC config can be visibly behind a completed quest step. Only spawns for players at a certain quest step. Quest gated zone access. Zone transitions can be unlocked permanently after the quest step is completed. A player specifies a player-specific copy of a boss zone for quest 3. Only the questing player is present, then the boss runs at Gen 0 static mode. A quest item drops on kill. Quest accept reward NPC dialogue triggers. Quest accept on final step completion. The NPC awards rewards and quest complete. This must have a pop-up UI panel stating player received. Then we're going to do the town defense quest line, 3 separate quests that introduce the town NPCs, nearby zones, and boss combat. Quest 1, supply the troops. Requirements, none. Steps, visit Banker Guild, Jack, Herbalist, Blacksmith. Each hands the player a quest package. Return all 5 packages to the town guard. 100 XP, 1 HP salve, 1 MP potion. Quest 2, scout the forest. Requirements, complete 1 quest, or complete quest 1. Wow. Quest 1, complete steps. Exit town, visit 3 marked locations in the forest north. Interact with quest markers at each, probably not all in the forest north, but basically locate and observe the orc commander. Quest only NPC, spawns only for the player at this step, cannot be engaged in combat, only appears after all 3 locations are visited. Return to the town guard and report. Quest 3, town defense. Construct armament at marked position around the forest north entrance. World interactions not craftable. Defeat a wave of goblins that come through the now visible entrance connecting the town and forest north. This connection becomes permanent after this step. Follow the orc commander to the boss fight arena. Defeat the orc boss from the player instance. Collect the quest only item. Return to the town guard with proof. Rewards orc gear enchantment. Melee ability modifier. 100 refinery XP. Wow, and it completely... Your bravery XP. It completely ignored that. New NPCs needed. The following NPCs must be added or extended for the questline. Each exact names and dialogues are to be determined at this implementation time. Town guard, name to be determined. Orc commander, quest only mob, non-combat. Armament placement, target. World interaction point for quest 3, step 1. Goblin wave spawns. Standard goblin spawning through the forest north entrance in quest 3, step 2. Notes to add a couple of town guards. Well, not named. Town guard NPCs will help in combat. Goblins and guards will aggro each other during this fight. And 3, balancing and ability tooltips. Planned can run parallel. So basically mob balancing, boss balancing. Add a rage phase triggered by an ability that starts on cooldown at the fight start. The boss becomes enraged at the configured HP threshold. No. I don't know how much more clear I could have been about this. Nope. The boss becomes... Nope. Boss does not become enraged at an HP threshold. The boss becomes enraged if the enrage ability cooldown or comes off cooldown and the boss casts it. This ability will be a buff. This ability will be a buff. Reduce other ability cooldowns. Increase ability damages. Restore X amount of HP/MP, etc. will be. This is an important implementation to add because all bosses will use something similar. Hey Fanbjörg, how are you doing? You unleashed Claude on one of your older abandoned projects for Pokemon ROM hacking. How's that going? That sounds like an interesting thing. 10 hours of Claude bug fixing later and it's more polished now. Nice. Nice. Yeah, holy, Claude took forever to do some of the refactoring that I was doing yesterday. I did not expect it to take so long. The client just to get these documents reduced so that I could actually have the client state render lookup sync and tick. So Claude really doesn't listen to some things all the time. It's not cheap bug fixes. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, Rage Phase. This requires a new ability config start on cooldown. False true. When true, the ability's cooldown begins ticking from the fight start rather than the first use. Player level balancing, XP per level curve, and total XP to max. Stat gained on level up. Ability-based damage equations. New formula, base damage per level. Damage increase based on stats. Tuned from current ability, unlock levels per class. The one prompt Utopia dream died. Yes, it does not work as well as you would hope. It's unfortunate. Would be nice if that was the case though. Ability tooltips. So show ability name and a short description. Show current damage before defense reduction. Show current duration and mana cost. Tooltip data. Oh, I should probably add a part where it... So include weapon, base damage. Weapon needs a base damage stat set. This needs to be used for base auto attack damage as well. There we go. Feel these bugs were at least verifiable and not up to interpretation, so you knew when it was correct, allowing it to try many things. It's a lot better having a solid foundation working towards a clear target. That's good to hear. So is this a project you are actively using then, or is it just something you were revisiting? Sprites and audio planned. Sprites no more generated color squares. Generated sprites remain, but the fallback for anything added after. Every existing entity gets a real placeholder sprite. Player, all the mobs, all NPCs, all node types, all item types, ground items, buildings, decor, animations for all the player abilities. Mob attack animations. Auto attack. Not really usable state yet. Oh, okay. Mob attack animations, currently using placeholder frames. QuickTime overlay must be an image animation background rather than a flat dim. Audio sound effects for ability fire, ability hit, gather, success, gather, fail, footsteps, UI interactions, open, close, buy, sell, death, level up. Zone ambient music, one zone track per zone group, looped. Okay. Audio system must support per sound, volume, mute toggle, no backend latency. Player trading. Player A types trade. Notes add. Player should be able to request a trade by clicking on the other player involved and selecting trade. What did I just do? What did I just do? No, what did I just do? No, what the heck did I just do? Everything just got deleted. Everything just got deleted. And I was just... I hate this. I hate this so much. My notes just got deleted. I don't even know what I pressed. I just fat fingered something and deleted it all. Look, today is not my day. I'm gonna end my stream here because I can't believe that just happened. I'm gonna end my stream here and I'm just gonna go relax for a bit instead. All right, well, this sucked. Anyways, Fanbeer, I hope that keeps going well for you. I'm out for the day. I can't believe that just happened. Anyways, take care. Hopefully tomorrow will be a bit more progress on this planning. I mean, I'll hopefully get all of my notes to added back during the evening today, but I